of the Geraldo Show, the one and only Geraldo Rivera. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you, Kennedy. It's delightful to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. And isn't this exactly what Omarosa wants?
Well, you know, she wants to sell books. She would, you know, her loyalty is paper thin. She's basically out for herself. She's flamboyant and charismatic and absolutely without scruples. You know, she is making charges about the president that I think are absolute fabrications. I've been with him at least 100 times. I never heard, in public and private, I never heard him utter anything like that, gutter word coming out of his mouth. It never happened. You know, she loved him until he fired her. Now she hates him and will do anything to destroy him. I think that it is unfortunate the story's getting so much attention.
How long have you known this about her personality?
You know, I didn't compete against Omarosa, but the fact of the matter is that for 15 years, Donald Trump has kept her close. You know, he's had her on the show at least 3 times. She continues to lose, but she continues to rate, and the president has always been big on, you know, on ratings. So he kept her around. You know, she is for all her flamboyance, she is a very powerful person. Strength of character. You saw her in that in the clip you played. She's you know, she's very forceful. She's
really good at saying the name of her book over and over and over again. That's how you sell books, and no one ever does that. But you really have to do that. Did you ever warn the president about her behavior and her personality?
No, that wasn't my place. He made a bad choice to keep her so close and bring her, you know, I think there was a confusion there, reality television to real life, and to bring her so close and to let her get so trusted that she could enter the Situation Room with the president's chief of staff with an illegal bug on and get General Kelly on tape. You know, and taping the president and taping God knows who else in that building. She's totally without scruples. She's like a cockroach, so you can't kill her. She's going to keep coming back.
And I feel like
she'll survive even radioactive.
You know, even if
she wins because
if we describe her in the most negative way, if we only describe what she's doing, if we don't even use pejorative terms to talk about her and the things we find offensive, she still wins because everyone's talking about her, and it's not just about books. She's really one of those people, and this is, you know this, you've interviewed so many people, including criminals and gangsters and con men and women throughout your illustrious career. You know that in order to be a villain, you have to feast on the negativity as much as the accolades.
Except, Kennedy, when the president calls her a dog, what does he do? He now gives the moral high ground to the person who has stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, I thought that was a really dumb move.
You can't call a black woman a dog. You can't call an African American person a lowlife that way. I mean, she's a backstabber. She's a bully. You know, she's fill in the blanks. But to go at her level, it's not only punching down, it's in the gutter. And if you're in the gutter snipe always wins. And so the president has no one to blame for the story having these legs but himself.
Yeah, no, I understand. Is she charming?
Well, I don't know her. You know, we had an Omarosa wannabe in our year, Kenya Moore, who stole the cell phone of Vivica Fox and put phony tweets on it. You know, we had our own backstabber. But you know, the fact that he kept bringing her back.
Rude. Yes.
That was very rude.
I know.
Very rude.
I mean, thank goodness, baby, you look good. So what sticks here from all of this?
You know, no one's talking about the fact that African-American unemployment is at record lows.
Yes.
No one's talking about the fact that more Latinos are working than ever before, that the economy is buzzing, that the president's tenure in office in a year and a half has been a resounding success. Everybody's talking about the pop cultural sideshow, the reality TV, the burlesque, the soap opera, you know, our she says, now he says, now she says, now he says. it's going to stretch this story out. You know, she gets busted, everyone who interviews her. Gayle King was busting her. Savannah Guthrie, made her look so cheap and dishonest on the Today Show. And host after host has been savaging Omarosa, but when the president calls her a dog, gives her a moral imperative
that's
to
what we're
see
talking
him
about.
eye to eye.
You would think that we're in the middle of the border separation crisis again. You would think it's the day after the Helsinki press conference, the way everyone is responding, and it's because they're both behaving like professional wrestlers, as it were. And the drip, drip, drip of the audio tapes will continue until she makes it to the top of some list. If she's not careful, it's going to be the most wanted for breaking that NDA. Do you think she's going to have to pay millions of dollars in cash and prizes to the White House?
No, arbitration is secret. You never know what happens in arbitration. And if she does indeed show up for arbitration, I think that it will go badly for her. But I don't think it'll ever get to that. I think that at some point, the president's going to recognize the principle of diminishing marginal returns, stop mentioning her, and start focusing on the big issues that he has on his plate right now. There's so much going on with North Korea not denuclearizing, with Turkey and the lira collapsing, and there's so much stuff going on in the world. I want him focused on the big stuff. I worry that if you do 8 tweets on Omarosa, that's at least 8 minutes when you are focused on something other than what the American people
That's
voted
right.
you
And
into
speaking of
office to do.
focus, Geraldo Rivera is so good. He is playing power forward this upcoming season for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Geraldo, thank you very much.